We made it.
Hey guys.
How do we look? Do we look like we just got off an airplane?
Look at this hair. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we just got off the airplane.
Yeah, long day. Up early with 3 kids. Transportation, an airport, nearly getting into a fight at a customs.
Well, that's a story for later. We'll get there.
Oh, that will have to that story that may require. We don't do the Patreon or the membership thing, but that story may require something like that. So, what's up, everybody?
Hey
How
guys,
is everybody's Sunday night?
We are home. Carnival Celebration, awesome trip. We got home today, and we haven't been rushing. Like it wasn't.
We haven't been rushing.
No,
been running around since the minute I got
relaxed
home.
And we had a nice dinner with the kids. There's been nothing rushing. I mean, come on. We always rush right up until
I'm just going to pretend I'm still on the ship. I snuck one off.
I always look so tired after. I'm so sorry, guys. It's such a fun time.
Hold on. It's Nancy says, you look so sun-kissed.
A little bit.
Like sun slobbered, like the sun just went all over you.
I actually think I got a little bit of sun poisoning, like on the last day. Like I've never gotten blisters before, and I lathered up in sunscreen. Oh, that's Ray. That's so kind. Thank you. Actually, well, hold on.
We should time out.
On that note, thank you so much, Desiree. She was a super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
So we decided
we're going to start right off the bat.
Okay.
If we get any super chats.
Well, let's explain first.
Okay.
So for those of you who've been on a Carnival cruise, which I believe is most of you, but for anybody who hasn't, one of the things that they do on the last sea day on just about every Carnival ship I've ever been on, so I don't want to say every because maybe I'm wrong, but they do the group for St. Jude. And what it is, it's a fundraiser to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research.
Wear our shirts, but I didn't think about
Mine is sun-kissed.
We haven't done laundry yet. Okay, to be fair, we haven't done laundry yet.
But then again, so is this. So, but anyway, what they do is they raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So when we were on the ship yesterday, we were talking to some of the fun squad, and we said, you know what we're going to do on our live stream tonight. Any super chats that come through tonight, we're passing straight through to St. Jude's Children's
Everything's going to St. Jude's. So
whatever number that is, if you guys feel like contributing, you can do it through us. We'll make sure it gets there, and we'll say that it's from our cruise community.
Anything. So if you guys want to donate to St. Jude's, we're going to make sure that we do that. It's always a great time. We're always out there. We're dancing. The kids have their shirts and their teddy bears, and it's a good time. So.
Right. So let's say hello to some people because we haven't seen anybody. I tried to start typing hello to everybody, but got a little behind there. So we have Mary Ellen Dillon. Ida says hello, and so does Lee. Thank you for joining us. Julie Amos is here. Hello, how are you? Julie had a nice comment, so I want to put it up. She says, I didn't think you would be on tonight. What a pleasant surprise. It surprised us, too. Actually, no, we decided at the airport. Let's see. Meg is here. Hello, Meg. How are you? Ed Styles just subscribed. Thank you, Ed. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. Let's see. Mike and Rihanna are here. We were able to jump into. I turned on my computer and their live popped up earlier. I was like, oh, cool. Let's get right back into this. This is awesome. Mike and Maria are here. Hello. Thank you. Welcome back.
It's 9 o'clock now. We got home at 6 o'clock, right? It was 6.
It was about that.
It was about 6, right? Yeah, maybe 5:30.
Shayna Reed is here. She says, welcome home, Howwecruise. Thank you. Blaine is here. It's going to be a celebration tonight. Yes, sir, it is. We're talking about the celebration. Cruising on the High Seas is here. Good day, y'all. Good to see you. Moonlight Adventures donated $49. Thank you very much. Again, that is getting passed straight along to St. Jude on behalf of the cruise community. So who else do we have? Maria is here. Hello, Maria. Howwecruise is here. Oh, wait, that's me. Mom is here. Hi, Mom. How are you? Thank you for picking us up at the airport.
I was going to say the same thing.
Appreciate it. Sharon at Sea. I wonder what glass will get broken tonight. Nothing. We're good.
No, I got a glass.
Well, you keep that over there. Cruising Scene is
It's
here.
full,
Hello,
so
how are
haven't
you?
drank it yet.
Excuse me. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Oh, Simi is here. Hello.
We really are
and
sun-kissed. Look at that. Like my nose
We're
is
not
already starting to peel.
We're not sun-kissed. We're sunburned.
Not sunburned. Speak for yourself.
You're not sunburned.
Okay. There's so much to talk about tonight. And I want to jump into things, but like.
All right. We'll say last couple hellos. And then if I miss you, throw something at me. Nancy's here. Hello, Nancy. How are you? What do you oh, yeah. Let's see. Tony Diaz is here. Hello. Together We Travel is here. Kathy Stoles is here. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Desiree is here. Thank you. And again, thank you for the super chat that will be passed straight along to St. Jude. Sharon,
hey, Brian.
Sharon C says you look tanner. Yes.
A little bit.
Plum Crazy is here. Oh, coming over from the Moonlight Mafia raid. So all of you that are just coming over from Moonlight Mafia, just a reminder, in case you missed it, any super chats tonight are going straight through to St. Jude. I think that is everyone. How are you, everyone? This is
So bad.
well, because they're repeating now. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go right down to the bottom.
Right.
If we missed anybody, I apologize. Oh, Kevin Brubaker's here. PSV Odyssey. Paul Wines is here. Hello, how are you? Looks like Mike Clock is here somewhere. Good to see you, sir. And Tom is here. Hi, Tom. How are you? Scott McNeil is joining us. Marty Shug in the house. All right. So we've said hello to everyone. And anybody we missed, so we apologize. This is coming in with very little plan other than knowing that we wanted to talk about the traveling manager. Gary has joined us. Hopefully you're getting, Gary, are you guys home yet? Or did you get home safe? But yes, so a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of unplanned stuff to talk about tonight. But basically, what a great trip. A lot of highs, a couple lows. I think the worst part was the beginning.
What? I don't know.
We lost Katie's bunny.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
when you cruise with kids, the bunny, the lovey, the stuffy is very important to travel with because it makes them feel comfortable when they sleep. But you're always taking a risk.
Yeah.
We made it 8 years. Actually, we made it more because Brian and Kevin's.
Yeah. So Bunny is
Gary says he's an hour away from home.
We lost Bunny.
Yes, Meg, not the bunny. Yes, the bunny is.
Bunny's gone.
We called from this. Well, bunny's not gone.
Listen,
bunny's somewhere.
When the hotel finds Bunny,
it's gotta go through the laundry.
When the hotel finds Bunny, they're going to ship Bunny to us. But in the meantime, we did have a second bunny at home that Katie is,
also missing.
Well, it's here somewhere. But we know that one's in the house. And we also have Ruby, which we got in Aruba.
Yes, Ruby.
Yeah.
Ruby is from Aruba.
Yeah. So, guys, awesome ship, awesome time.
Kevin Brubaker says we had 3 backups of our daughter's Bear Bear. The original can't even be washed because it will fall apart. We talked about doing air tags. We talked about tile. We talked about all these other things too. And but now we have Ruby from Aruba.
Yeah. So we spent a couple days in Miami.
Yes, with the
thank you so
1999
much.
super chat. We thank you. St. Jude thanks you. And just
Straight
a
to St.
reminder,
Jude. Thank you.
every super chat tonight goes to
guys, we
St. Jude's
can't wait to send that
Children's
over.
Research
So,
Hospital.
yeah. So we spent a couple days in Miami. We were in Bayside. Love Bayside. We did the Ferris wheel, which is called Skyview. We just walked around. We shopped a little bit. Actually, we shopped a little bit, not too much.
No, we didn't.
We there's actually things that I didn't buy, and now I'm like, okay, when we go back, we'll be in Miami at least in January. I actually have like a list in my head of things I'm gonna get.
So we need to put aside more shopping money, I guess. Let's see. Z has joined us. Thank you for joining us, Z. Here we are. Peer runners are here. Marion and Tracy.
Hey guys.
Marion was very instrumental in the welcome aboard show.
I got video. I need to send it to you.
There's a lot of video from this trip that is good. You might actually have to get some vlogs out. Let's see.
I look like I don't even have any makeup on at all.
Cody says, "What hotel did you stay in Miami?" We stayed at the Holiday Inn downtown, right across from Bayside Marketplace.
Such a great location.
Perfect location.
Stay tuned for the full review.
The room we had with the kids was awesome.
Yeah. Minus we left the bunny in the
Yes, minus the bunny thing.
We didn't get that.
Little restaurant downstairs, little markety placey shoppy kind of thingy downstairs with some snacky items and toiletry kind of stuff. CVS right down the street. I won't say it was the best price compared to staying closer to the airport, but we didn't end up with any Uber fees. We didn't end up with any taxi things. We walked everywhere. It was great.
Well, but in comparison, because that's what we do, we take into account like everything that we need to do. We're a family of 5. So a family of 5 having to jump in Ubers and taxis and go all over and whatever. And we knew we were going to be there a solid day and a half in advance. We want to be able to go to Bayside and be able to walk to CVS and be able to walk to Bayside. And, you know, DoorDash is great, but we have 3 kids to entertain. So
our DoorDash was not great.
No, DoorDash was fine.
I just need to get more fluent in other languages.
Yeah, so we stayed at the Holiday Inn. Great spot.
Marketing, please. Yeah, one of those things. Let's see.
Goodness.
Peer Runner said, "We're still in Miami. Well, if you find Bunny, let us know. If you see her walking around Marketplace doing anything
I don't think they would have been calling you Button at Homeland Security today.
No.
I am just thankful that we didn't get arrested. I'm not even kidding you.
There was never a chance of me getting arrested. Never.
Okay.
Am I telling the story?
No, I don't know. You can do whatever you want on a live. I won't.
What?
I'm not going to speak for you.
Oh. Do we want to hear the story of how Brian almost got arrested by customs? No, so one of the things.
Thank you, Nancy.
So what we've learned over the years,
we can relate.
No, tips with traveling, right? One of the things, what do they always do? You get to the airport, they want to see, right as you get to security, they say, show us your ID. And you got to show the ID. But then as soon as you show the ID, what do? You put it back in your pocket. But then you go to the security line and they say, empty your pockets. Now, for ladies with your bags, it might be a little different. But I feel like I need Josh right now. We're going to get some juicy tea. Spill the tea. That was from something else. That was what we lost on.
You are so all over the place, and everything makes sense to me, but none of them. But okay.
You're all so confused right now. So donations to St. Jude will make it sound more clear. And
just so y'all know, when I jumped off camera before, and you can say I'm like already settling in, I boosted my inhaler because now we're back home. with like the dogs and the pollen and everything else, and my asthma is like, bleh. So anyway. Okay,
So
good.
anyway, so what I've
I'm
learned over the years is I carry all of our documents on
Yeah.
me, and I have a little crossbody that I keep all the documents right here. They need an ID, they need a driver's license, passport, whatever. It's all like right here.
He's got it all.
So we all travel together. We go through customs together. We go up to everything together, right? So we're
Our
coming.
kids are young; they're all 12 and under.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like,
Right. So
8,
I don't
9, and 12.
they're not carrying their own documents, anything like that. Kevin says, I dated a girl named Bunny, no relation. Richard and Lori are here just in time for how I almost got arrested by customs. So as we're coming out of the port, they are very out of the terminal. They're trying to be as efficient as possible in getting people out because the new paying customers are trying to get in. So they want us out. So we're trying to get out. And, if you haven't cruised in a while or the facial recognition for the passports is awesome now. You zip right out. Super, super, super easy. Not available at every port yet, but Miami definitely has it. So we're
It's
going.
been awesome up until today.
So they tell me take 2 of the kids. She takes 1 of the kids. We go in separate lines. The kids.
Right next to each other.
Oh yeah.
It was you, Brian, and Kevin, and then you, Brian, and Katie.
I had Katie.
And me and Kevin in one. So I say I always want to be behind the kids because you always want to keep them in your line of sight. So you guys go through.
We go through.
Kevin goes through.
Yep.
So you and the 3 kids are through. I'm going through, and my face is not getting recognized.
And
now,
while that's happening,
I've gone through 100 times before, and I've always been recognized. So I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't picking up my facial recognition. No big deal. You just show your ID, you show your passport, you show your passport card. No big deal.
Nancy, we did not use a porter. We were because of the room we had a very Well, no, you could have grabbed a porter earlier. Yeah. Some people did that. We don't typically do that because it's all rollers, and we have 3 kids that we use as porters. Oh yeah, they get upset.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I get through, the kids get through, and some very pleasant individual. You know who you are. Well, he's not here. He's scared to come here right now. But anyway, he, move along. I said, okay, no problem. We're just waiting for my wife. He says, no, wait outside. I'm like, okay, we're going. And he keeps pushing me. We got to move. Fortunately, I didn't listen to him.
Freeze. Time out.
Yes.
So meanwhile, back at the back cave, or I don't know, whatever. My face is not getting recognized. Scan 1, scan 2. And the lady was so nice. She's like, smile. I smile. Doesn't work. She's like, don't smile. I don't smile. Doesn't work. She's like, turn left. Doesn't work. Turn right. Doesn't work. Like 10 times. It doesn't. I'm like, this has never happened before. I've always, like, whatever. I said, I'm a little puffy. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't scan me. No problem. Where's your ID? Brian's got it right there. He's right there. Brian.
So now, while this is happening, this guy is still trying to get me and the kids out the door. And I'm telling him that I'm not leaving without her. So he decides he's going to call over the CBP officer. He starts screaming for an officer. And I'm like, yeah, this is not going to go.
And meanwhile, I'm yelling, Brian, I need my passport.
So I walk over to give Julie her passport, which he was not happy about. So his solution was he tried to push the kids outside.
Who are 12 and under out the door.
Without me.
So now I start yelling, they're minors. They can't go. Don't because you don't want to separate from your kids. Like you can't separate from your kids, especially in some place like a port where you have no line of vision. They are out the door and they are completely and totally. We're not talking 15, 16. We're talking 12, 9, and 8. I'm like, not my kids. So I started yelling.
So for those of you who know me well, can imagine how calmly I took this.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a long story, but
so he got some words from me. As
Brian yells, the
CBP officers.
Kids are upset. The kids are crying, and I'm like, "Can I please just get through security?"
So if you were in the port of Miami today and you heard somebody screaming,
it's true. It was us.
That was me. So
anyway,
but I immediately. The first officer that got over, I immediately grabbed him, I identified what was happening, and I just said, get this guy out of here. And
right now, we're laughing. We're smiling.
Yes.
It was fine. I mean, it wasn't fine in the moment, but right now we're laughing, we're smiling, we're home, we're safe, everything is good.
Oh no, you should have.
So.
I was trying. I got so. I mean, I was trying to hand Julie her passport. My hand was like.
Shayna, absolutely. Like I would.
I got you.
So I'll just add one more, and then we need to move on.
Yes, we need to move on.
One more thing.
We didn't even get to the celebration yet.
I was not going to let my kids get out that door. Like I was not going to let them get out the door where I couldn't see them or Brian couldn't see them. Like that was not happening. So yes, absolutely, we're not going to separate from them. But when Brian came over, I wasn't fully aware of everything that was going on, and he was shaking so bad to get my passport card out. I could tell something was wrong. I didn't have the full picture yet. And now in hindsight, we've been talking about, clearly, you were shaking so bad. I was like, what is going on? Like I was confused in that moment because I saw that it's very, very, very rare that I see you to that level. And you were at that level. So anyway. We're good. We're home. We're home and we're safe.
Yeah, you know
we had a great flight.
But that's the thing, traveling with kids, documents is one thing, but let's talk about because we're 23 minutes in and all we've told is one story about me almost getting arrested.
I can't believe it's 23 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this ship. So what did you think about the Carnival Celebration?
Beautiful ship. Magnificent. Awesome ship. Love the layout. Absolutely love the Lido deck. We love Carnival's Lido in that they have the pool and the music and really, really good food options. So you can have breakfast and lunch out at the pool. Awesome shows. Loved the circus. It is so it's on par. I can't rank one above or below the other, but I'm going to say love Royal's Aqua Show and love the circus. So those two shows at sea, hands down, amazing. Bolt. You can't speak for Bolt. Nope, I can because you didn't do it.
Nope.
Wow. It was really fun. So yeah, I have a lot of positives about the celebration. I have a couple things that I would tweak or change, but I like the celebration.
I loved the show. What I didn't love, and we've always said
the show. There was multiple shows, some of which he may have been a part of.
I know what I said. Sorry. No, the circus show is, Barry Allen says, the circus is amazing. Now, again, we have little ones. So they wanted to sit close.
Well, because Katie, like before anybody, she was like, the show starts at like 7:30, 7:45. And Katie's like, it's 3:30, Mom. We should go get in line. I'm not even kidding you. Like she really, really loved to get, and she didn't mind.
Julie, you did say I told you we love now. But what I will say about that venue is, if that show is a show that you want to see, and we say this about any show, right? Yeah, if there's a show you want to see, any ship, any line, anything, and that's what you want to do, make sure you are there early. Now, what they did is they had people like lined up like all around, and they had like the front area roped off. But what they eventually said,
hold on.
What?
So the best shows in the house. I mean, there's amazing views from everywhere. And then if you're on the deck 6 on the bottom floor, right in the middle of it all, like you're literally kind of sitting, and the actors and the performers are like dancing around you and then going up and whatever. They're really amazing seats. And that whole bottom area is a very cool spot to sit. So obviously those seats are limited. And if you want to sit there, you do have to plan for it, and you do have to get there early.
Yes.
Can you see the show and not be in those? I mean, you don't have to, if that's not your thing. It was definitely Katie's thing. Katie wanted to be up front and center, and she needed to see everything.
Nancy said the high acrobats are the stars of that show, and I agree. We
already have a couple. I think I have 2 shorts up and a couple TikToks up of some views of that where we were sitting like right under and above and below. We talked to some of the performers, and they're really, really good, really, really top notch stuff, guys.
Yeah, no, definitely a great show. And again, we always say too that one of the yeah, that was the point that I was going to make, Mary Ellen. Is that they made changes so people can get closer. Deck 6 toward the back. It's really hard to see. If you're not there, if you're not sitting close,
now they
you're
have
missing
TV
parts of
screens
the
in the
show.
back, so that you can see. If you can't see with point of view, like, and you know what's going on because it's in front of you, but you can still watch it on the screen. But I mean, to me, if you're watching it on the screen, you might as well be watching it back in your room, even if you know what's happening right in front of you. If you can't actually see it,
Should I click on this one or not?
Yeah, definitely.
Mike and Rihanna said, "How is Celestial Strings?"
I liked it.
I'm the only person in the world, I think, who didn't absolutely
you
fall down the stairs loving it.
And Big Brian, or I'm sorry, you
it was
and
good.
Little Bri.
It was good.
Katie,
it was not
the three. So we were split. We're a
speed.
family of 5. It was 3-2. Me and Kevin really, really liked it. You and the other 2 didn't. So obviously we were tilted towards the non, just because I think that, you know what, again, where you sit, we were sitting towards the back for that one.
I don't think that made a difference.
That was the night that Brian broke the glass.
There's your broken glass, Jamie.
There's
who's gonna break the glass?
Yep.
It was Brian Jr.
And when I say, like, listen, it was just a regular, like, what do you call it? Is that like a Pilsner glass? Is that what we would call it?
No, like a beer glass or like a soda glass.
Anyway,
like
it was like a regular glass. Brian little Bri just reaches across the table and just like his arm just grazes it and it tips over.
On the table, not even on the floor.
Like, it just tips over. When this glass tipped over, you would think that he slam dunked it on the table because it went psh,
everywhere.
Like, and people like from all over like stopped and stared and like looked, and we went. And when I say went into a million pieces, I went to a million pieces. I have no idea how that happened or how. And we were sitting next to some other people, and
traveling with kids, it's fun.
Yeah. So there's our broken glass.
So shows are good.
Celestial Strings. I liked it. Kevin liked it. We both really liked it. I think the other kids were a little fried that night, and you just are just
fried.
Good. So yeah.
Food. What do you think of the food?
Awesome. I love Carnival food. All of it. Like food is great.
Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat on your feelings on Shebang, because I know the jury's out there on Shebang.
Yeah, we didn't even know what to expect for that because we knew that we might not like it, but we still wanted to try it. So if
you love Shebang, give me a thumbs up. Meg says, please remember to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. But right now, thumbs up for good on Shebang, and thumbs down for bad on Shebang, or yay or nay.
Okay. So while people are doing that, let's preface our experience with Shebang. Okay. So Shebang is open for breakfast, or I'm sorry, not for breakfast. For lunch and for dinner, and we're usually so busy during the day we couldn't make it for lunch. And then the night that we went for dinner was one of the nights that Katie wanted to get in line for the show early. So we talked about it and we're like, you know what? Okay, we'll get a snack. So the kids got a piece of Miami Slice pizza, just regular pizza, before the show. It was like 5:00 as soon as they could or whatever. We got a piece of pizza to hold them over as a snack, and we went to see the show. But we hadn't really eaten dinner. So we're like, we'll try to do Shebang after. So we did, and we were able to get in, no problem. We reserved it, we got a spot, we went to see the show, went to Shebang. What time did we get in there? Like,
it was after 9.
No, it wasn't, because they closed at like 9 or 9:30. Like the show started at like 7:15. I want to say we were in there by like 8:30, but we didn't get out of there until like almost after 10. We were literally the last table to leave. So the timing was a little rough with 5 of us. The food was good. What are people saying? Because I'm gonna hold my tongue.
It's mostly positive.
I thought the food tasted good, but I'm just gonna go with it now. My thought is the menu is too big. There's too many options that are too varied, it was really hard because I'm like, oh, that sounds good, and oh, that sounds good, but they're two very different things. And oh, that appetizer sounds good, and that dinner sounds good, but they're two very different things. And I didn't like they don't really mix and match. I love the concept because I love both like Mexican type food and I love Asian food. Like both of them are my two favorite kinds of food over Italian, and I am Italian.
Ooh, here's an interesting review. Bill, thank you for joining us. Warmstrong says, thumbs up on Mardi Gras, but thumbs down on Celebration.
Cool.
So
okay.
you know what? And we say this.
Feel free to elaborate on that. Like, and just was the food quality? Was it the service? Was it?
We say this all the time. It's your cruise.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody has a bad day, and even sometimes the mediocre has a good day. You know, two people could be on the same ship and have completely different experiences.
Well, we know that. we know that for sure.
What?
That two different kinds of people can be on the same ship and have two very different experiences.
Right.
Because we run into people all the time who have very different experience than us.
Yeah.
I mean, you run into somebody on the elevator and they're just like, and you're like, you're on a cruise.
Let's not talk about Celebration elevators.
Why?
One,
our elevator experiences were pretty good on the ship.
Were you on the same ship as me?
Yeah.
They didn't pay for air conditioning in those elevators. And I was not, and I don't notice these things. I don't even notice these kinds of things. This is not like something that like really is like.
All I'm noticing is how messy my hair is and how I look like I have no makeup on.
But it was a constant complaint like amongst everybody we ran into about how the air conditioning wasn't working on the elevators. But that's minor.
This is news to me.
I saw some people that should really go back and watch our episode on cruise etiquette when it comes to elevators.
That's every ship all the time.
It's a little higher in some.
And again, I don't care what cruise you go on. There's always going to be those people that don't know elevator etiquette. Guys, I say it all the time.
I'm not picking on the ship. It was this specific week.
If you hit the button and you're waiting there and nobody else is there, you should be the first to get on. If you come into a crowd and somebody else has hit the button,
you don't get on before.
Even think about stepping in front of everybody to get on that elevator. That's just rude.
And rule number 2, which is actually probably rule number 1, before you can get on an elevator,
even more.
Other people need to get off the elevator.
Yeah. But, that's just everywhere.
Gary Manning says, seems like the AC didn't work on 80% of the ship. You know where it really didn't work?
I thought that the ship was not the elevators in particular. I thought the ship on average was warm.
Deck 16, 17, and 18. That air conditioning was totally broken on 16, 17, and 18. That whole area right around the pool by the Red Frog Rumble.
Oh, no, forget it. No, there was nothing.
No air conditioning there.
But even our room at night, we were hot. Like there.
Let's talk about the Lido deck.
Oh, he thinks he's funny. No, I thought you meant when we were walking in the doors.
I meant
because they have those doors that don't open unless you wave in front of them and they keep them closed so that way they can keep those areas whatever. I thought the air was not cool in there. Let's talk about the room. Says
a lady tried to block us from getting the elevator. Thank you for saying a lady instead of Julie. That's kind of you.
It was not me. Listen, let's talk about our room for a hot second. So we were in the family harbor suite with 3 kids, 5 of us in one room. Awesome. We loved it. I loved it. Loved the family harbor suite. What I loved more than the room itself. So we we missed the balcony. We really, really, really would have loved the balcony. Would have loved a cove balcony. I know. We love our balconies. We really did miss the balcony. However, the family harbor lounge made up for not having a balcony because our kids used. Let's preface it with they're the perfect age for this. Any younger, and you're not going to send them down on their own.
No.
Any older, and they wouldn't have cared because they can go anywhere on the ship. Our kids at 12, 8, and 9
12, 9, and 8. Yes.
Yeah. were the perfect age to be a couple doors down from the Family Harbor Lounge, which had breakfast, snacks in the afternoon, cookies and milk at night, an ice cream machine, a soda machine, and they had the bubbles package so they could go get a soda anytime they wanted, or a water or a juice. Magnificent. Oh, it had video games in it. It had board games in it. It had movies playing all the time.
Mhm.
It had ample room. The only thing I wish it would have had is a bathroom. I wish it would have had
that
one
would have
extra
been
bathroom
a huge positive.
because the
Josh
family.
and Amanda have stopped in. Hello, guys. They said they just
Hey,
landed. Wanted to stop
you
in and
guys
say hello.
made
Great
it.
time this week.
Are you guys home?
Yes, it was. They just landed.
Oh, I didn't read it yet.
I
just
read
heard
it
you
out
say
loud.
Josh and Amanda, and it's all out. What was the trouble? Jesus.
No,
We
but
had so much
they
fun,
organized
guys.
this
Thank
trip.
you, everything.
So
It was
thank you for that.
Family
That was
Reunion Group
awesome.
Cruise
Yep.
was Amanda's show, and it was her group cruise, and we jumped in, we tagged along, and it was a fantastic week with a lot of really great people on a great ship. And I mean, the itinerary, I was super excited to do.
We're 38 minutes in. We haven't even talked about a port yet.
I'm talking about it the second, and you're interrupting
Oh, I'm
me.
laughing because we're 38 minutes in.
Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, the ABC Islands. Was super excited to do this before, and it did not disappoint. What amazing ports to call. What an amazing itinerary. Super, super hot. Sorry, I thought that was a dog. I was kicking. I'm kicking you. I didn't mean to. That's not even a kick count.
The dogs have not left us alone.
Yeah,
since
of course
we
we
walked in the door.
Love ABC. Wow, just really, really awesome itinerary. We had so much fun. Aruba, we went to Eagle Beach.
Yes.
Bonaire, we had booked our own excursion outside of the ship, and we did a snorkel trip on a catamaran with Epic Tours. Stay tuned for the video and the review of that because we really did have a great time. A little bit of a
I'm gonna put
teaser
it
there.
I'm gonna put it in our Facebook group because I don't know. We probably won't get the vlog out before then, so I just want to put this out there. One of the
I'm gonna do the best I
you're
can.
not getting Aruba. No, you're not getting Bonaire out there before the 10th. So one of the workers on the Epic Tours.
Mhm.
Oh,
I know where you're going with this.
His name was
Yep.
Yip, and Yip is turned. I think he turns
Awesome
20.
kid.
I think he turns 21 today, actually. But he has been studying sailing, and he is. He loves watching
cool
YouTube
guy.
too. So he's, we gave him the names of a whole bunch of these channels. He's going to be popping in. Hopefully, I don't think he's here tonight. But follow his channel, and I'll put a link on our Facebook page.
Let's link him. Yeah.
Because he is going to be sailing from Bonaire to Hawaii. So, I mean,
and yeah,
that's
and he's
gonna
vlog it
yeah.
and whatever. He's got his channel. A really, really cool kid. But just Epic Tours in general was a really great company to deal with. It was a fantastic excursion. It exceeded every expectation we had. Stay tuned for that vlog. It's going to come out as soon as I can get it out.
But that was great. I mean, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao,
and then Curacao. So Curacao, I'm just giving them a little, I'm telling them what's to come. Yeah. So Curacao, we for months we've been watching and looking and doing our research and watching YouTube and trying to figure out what we want to do. Brian at one point said, "I think we want to do this little beach called Kokomo," and
Julia's never agreed with me on anything,
in
ever.
typical Julie fashion. I'm like, yeah, whatever, okay. So I start researching it, and I look at a couple videos, and I looked at them, and I'm like, I've never been more excited for this trip than to go do this beach. I just wanted, to go and sit on this beach with our kids and just have that little moment. And we totally had that. And it is such a fantastic spot. I cannot recommend it more. If you are in Curacao, please go visit Kokomo Beach, and check out what we have to share with our videos to come, because you'll be able to experience with us.
Great.
We really did. There's a restaurant that has fantastic food. and a bar service and chairs, and there's a dive shop. I mean, there's all the amenities there in the most simple local form possible, with every bit of what you need. I can't even put it into words.
Now there is more than one way to, I mean, we took a taxi over. There are other ways to do it, and there's we we were able to meet up with a couple. So some of our friends,
our friends did a different excursion.
Yeah, we'll let them talk about that. I don't want to do
also stopped there, so we were able to see them there,
which was kind of fun. Yes, that was
super
awesome.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was one of the best. I mean, I felt like that trip just kind of went like this as far as the ports go.
Yeah, I agree.
We thought Aruba, greatest beaches in the world. We picked out, you can Google, you can go to YouTube, and there's hundreds of videos out there of top beaches in Aruba. And, there's Palm Beach, there's Eagle Beach, there's Baby Beach, I don't even remember the names of all of them.
And you know what?
And they're all's one better than the other.
I was going to say, just like there's different cruise ships for different personalities and different people, there's probably different beaches, different ports of call, different, there are different excursions, different whatever for everybody. So like you mentioned Baby Beach versus Eagle Beach. We had compared and contrasted because those are two of the ones that we were comparing. I think we made the right choice.
Yeah.
That doesn't put anything off the table for next time.
No.
Oh my gosh, guys, there's so much information out there, and I hope that we can provide you a little bit of input based on what our experience is to help you make decisions. But
Tony says he's been to Palm Beach and Baby Beach. We were in Palm Beach.
We've been to Palm Beach and Eagle Beach now.
Yeah,
we haven't been to
Baby Beach. But again, they're both beautiful, and we loved it. And then we went to Bonaire.
Tony, I'd love your input on Baby Beach because that was really high on our list. But I think the amenities and kind of what else was available and close, and the distance was part of the reason.
Right.
We didn't go
So
there.
Eagle Beach, there's a bunch of these little beach bar shacky thingies, and those were just we were at Coco Loco was the one that we were near.
I love this question. I'm gonna put it up. Z, how you doing? I miss you. I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're doing well. But that's a great question. What should I do? And the reason I said that I love this question is the very reason that we've talked to other travel agents, we've talked to other vloggers, we've talked to other just regular cruisers. Nobody can tell you what to do, because if they tell you what to do, it's their experience, it's what they like, and it's their cruise. And there's so many options. So my very simple advice would be, what do you like? And then do your research on that. And there's so many YouTube things out there. There's so many things on Facebook. Just look at what you like and go from there. Because if you ask somebody else what to do and it's what they like to do, but it's not what you like to do, well, then you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah, we were standing at the.
Does that make sense?
We were standing at the bar on the last night, and we were talking to a group that was from York, Pennsylvania, who might be subscribed now. If any of you are here, hello. And they were talking about doing like jet ski excursions and things like that. And listen, I love me a good jet ski; it's fun. But with a 12, 9, and an 8-year-old, that's not exactly an easy excursion, and not exactly a cheap one either.
Well,
because they're not paying for themselves.
What we were just on with our kids, some of the people we were traveling with did some really cool, really fun excursions. But with our kids at the ages that they're at, like, they're not going to have a good time. And if they're not having a good time, we're not going to have a good time. Like, we definitely know how to gauge our family, and you have to just go based on what you like, what's going to work for you.
But that said, I think you might like Eagle Beach.
If you like the beach,
if you
might not like the beach.
If you don't like the beach, if you don't like the beach,
there's amazing tours. There's glass bottom boats.
Because Aruba actually has the two sides.
tours.
The southern side of the island is very beautiful beach. The northern side of the island is very rocky, and that's where the natural pool is. That's where the natural bridge was that collapsed.
Is that Marion or Tracy?
No, that's Marion. No. Well, Richard had a question.
I can't disagree with you.
We'll jump.
And
over.
listen, if you make that decision to move there, You just let us know. We'll come visit anytime.
Yes. So Richard said, did we see any turtles at Kokomo Beach? No, not at Kokomo Beach. And we actually asked one of the servers there if
there were
there's a lot of
sightings.
turtles. Not in Curacao.
Not when we were there, but she said that they do come, but nobody saw them. But when we were on air, there was a couple turtle sightings that we personally didn't see them.
No, we were trying to get the kids in their snorkel gear, and I can't wait for that vlog to come out because
Kevin and Brian did pretty good. Katie
struggled a little bit.
She didn't love snorkeling. Nancy said, "Did we see any kite surfers?" No, we didn't. No.
One wakeboarder.
We saw water skiers.
Yeah.
People were water skiing. Yeah.
One wakeboarder. You already read Marion's comment there. Tony says they're on our honeymoon, rented a Jeep, and headed to Baby Beach. On the way back, we got lost. So I asked for directions. Guy told me to follow the DB trees back to Palm Beach. Hey, that's one way to do it. It's easy to do.
Mike and
Maria said they don't do jet skiing with both hips replaced.
It's probably a good idea. As an OT,
yeah,
I'll stick with that. Please don't do that with hip replacements.
Yeah, Tony. Your perfect point. That in Aruba, the trade winds point the trees in a certain way.
Yeah,
Aruba's a very windy, dry island.
Very windy.
And if
it's funny.
People who've never been there, we were
kids,
talking to some people, and they're like, they were expecting something much different than it was.
It's not an oasis, right? No. Like it's not a jungle. It's a very dry place. Mm-hmm. And our kids were funny because they kept saying, "Mom, why are there so many cactuses or cacti?" It's funny because the kids were then arguing whether it's cactus or cacti, and then they get into a whole debate about that and what's singular and what's plural. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, it's very, very dry, very windy, beautiful. Bonaire is very rocky. There's really not a beach with sand to go lay out in Bonaire. I mean,
it's a diver's paradise.
Curacao was very rocky too. I don't know what the other beaches have to offer. I don't know if there are more sandy beaches, but where we were was very rocky. Aruba, super sandy, white sand, powder beaches. It's funny because I appreciate that, but when you hear your 8-year-old daughter say, "Mom, this sand is so soft," and nobody ever talked about it to her, and she doesn't like whatever, Shore. And she's not thinking about it. And she's talking about, "Mom, this is I feel like I'm walking on a cloud." And I was just kind of chuckling because I'm like, well, yeah, everybody talks about how it's white soft sand beaches and whatever. But when your daughter, who has no clue that that's what one of the things it's known for, starts talking about it, you go, oh, I guess it's true.
So really, this was an awesome trip. We talked about, the ports are great. The vlogs are coming. We had a great time. Loved every single one of those ports. But I do want to just, because we're getting, I just want to remind everybody that
you're so
no, I just want to.
I'm just let's just talk and have a good time.
Well, I want to remind everybody.
Can I rewind I'm going to say something and then you say something. If you have a question, a thought, or something you want us to elaborate on, please put it in the comments. And now you can see.
I was going to just remind anybody who showed up a little bit late that earlier on in the vlog, we said that one of the greatest things about the Carnival cruises that we've been on is the last day when they do that group for St. Jude, where they raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We wanted to tack on an additional contribution to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital from our cruise community. So any super chats tonight are getting passed straight through to St. Jude. Yeah. So we're going to do one donation as soon as the live is over. We'll send that off. So
we'll make sure that we tag that. And of course, when we're on the ship too, we always partake and participate.
Kevin has a question. Kevin wants to know, can you elaborate on how really close you got to getting arrested? And Kevin, the answer to your question is no.
I don't normally get nervous. I've never. Katie's crying.
Brian was crying.
All three of our kids were crying, and because I'm not kidding. I've never been that nervous before. And then, so on top of it, that he's yelling, I see him trying to get my passport out because I can't get through. Picture this, guys. Picture this. I can't get through security. He's yelling and fighting with security, and the kids are crying, and now he's shaking because he's angry to get my passport out. I'm going, oh my God, they're gonna go through every single thing that we have. They're gonna think that we're like, I don't know. I was
What
just like,
movies are you watching?
I don't know. I'm just like, you're fighting and clearly agitated. I can't get through security, and the kids are upset. I'm like,
No, it was listen. But
just thankful we made it home.
Kevin will tell you the story someday over a beverage. But yeah, no, it was but the no, I'm not clicking on that.
Amen, Richard.
No, but the cruise was great. The ship was cool. Little different than some of the stuff that we're used to. Pros and cons with the venues and the shows.
Loved the ship. I'm not sure I loved the layout entirely, but I still love the ship. A beautiful ship. XL class, amazing. I haven't been on the Mardi Gras, but people that we talked to before this cruise and while on this cruise that had been on the Mardi Gras said, you know what, they're so similar. If you know one ship, you know the other. So they were very comfortable with the layout.
Tony was glad we didn't have to start a GoFundMe page. No, listen, I promise tonight. No,
I'm so glad.
The super chats tonight are for St. Jude, not for my bail money.
He's home and safe. We're home and safe.
Yeah, we never actually do that. That's not our style. We don't usually ask for super, but tonight I do want to see if we can get some good money over there.
Yeah, we would love to send some up. So if you want to, if you do send anything, 100%,
because
it all goes to them.
We'll tell one more funny story before we end because I failed.
You failed?
I failed. Julie and I said before we got on the ship, because one of the cool things about Carnival is they have some cool game shows. And we were fortunate. Brian and I.
This is funny.
Brian and I were able to participate in the, what was it called? The age. Oh, what's your age or something like that? Age. I forget what the show is called.
Age doesn't matter.
But I can never do this.
Are you going for this?
I'm trying to point at that.
Guys, we got first. It's our first ship on a stick. We've never had one before, and we wanted one.
Listen. We're going to be very clear.
We have our ship on a stick.
We're going to be very clear. Pretty sure it was a consolation prize.
Listen, no. When you participate and you do that, you get that was earned.
But
it was earned.
I tell you what, you want to win a prize on a ship? Participate.
Maybe not the Legends of Lido, but
I did. Thank you.
Oh, Chris Graham. Thank you. That's so
going
kind.
straight to
St. Jude.
Thank you very much.
Kind. Thank you.
But we did have a little bit of success on the Deal or No Deal show.
Guys,
a little bit of success.
I'm gonna post the link to. I don't know if I did it on Shorts or TikTok or whatever, but like at the last second, I just had this thought to pick up my phone and like record like you opening up the last case, and I did it and I posted it. I don't even remember what I posted it on. So I'll put the post in our community page, and you can see the result of Brian on Deal or No Deal.
But the point of the story was we had told. Thank you.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, guys.
We did say before.
St. Jude's thanks you. We thank you.
Before we said, hey, if either one of us gets called up there, like, let's donate whatever we win to St. Jude.
Oh,
we thought it would be a nice
okay. No. It went like this because Brian thinks ahead like this. I never do. He's like, hey, it'd be really cool to go up there, and if we do, he's like, whatever we win, we'll go to St. Jude's. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. We're not going to get called. I mean, there's so many people, everybody, like, whatever. And you have to buy a ticket. And if you buy a ticket, then they randomly call your name and your number. And so, like, whatever. So who knows? And
it's like bingo. If you get
Brian gets called. Brian gets up there. And so he's standing.
And froze.
And then he's standing up there and he's looking at me and he's like, what should I do? And I'm going like sitting not far from him because we're sitting up in the front because Katie had to be there at like 3 hours beforehand. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, whatever you win. And he's like, no deal. And I'm like, no, take the deal and donate it. So anyway, that money is getting donated. Watch the video to find out how much it was. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
We already posted it.
I know it's posted, but I'm leaving a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Shayna's already put it in the chat, so
there you go. It was so
Mary
fun.
Ellen, what's age
so
got to do
fun.
with it? Yes, that's what it was.
Yes,
Gary,
what's age?
yes,
Thank you, Mary Ellen. You are just the encyclopedia. You are awesome.
No, well, Gary had it too, and then who else? Somebody else.
I'm just gonna say this too, Mary Ellen. Like, I wish that you were with us on this cruise, but even though you weren't, you are very welcome and heartfeltly known and
which
loved by the crew there.
Which brings me to my final point on this cruise, and that is the fact that every cruise, we've said it's what you make of it. It's who you travel with. It's the people. It's how you spend your time. Like, do what you love to do. But I tell you, the crew that we met, the fun squad, I mean, everybody from Lee all the way down to our main dining room server, to every bartender, our room steward, Ida, was great.
Yeah, Ida, we had Imade, we had Vladimir, we had Geraldo, we had, I don't want to miss anybody. I hate starting to name out names and then leave anybody out.
Richard, I was trying to keep it positive. I was trying to go out on a positive note. So I know Blaine's going live in a minute, so we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get over to Blaine. But I will answer this. I had something happen to me that has never happened to me on a cruise before. And we always do extra tips for good service in cash. Before you say this, Mary Ellen, yes, the fun squad is stellar. We welcome Charlie aboard, and Charlie got to jump on, and Trevor and Mike, and of course Lee, who is absolutely fantastic. Guys, watch Lee's vlogs. He's doing them almost daily, and he is so legit of a cruise director. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I know you're gonna go. I know you want to talk about this, and I didn't want to have to go from that into that. Yeah. So guys, we love you. We'll frame the story as advice. No, I think you should just say it straight up, because it's still in the works. There's no resolution yet. We were at one of the bars on one of the last nights. You don't want to say the bar? He did ask about bourbon. So bourbon selection is at Pig and Anchor. There's a pretty good selection of bourbon. And it was getting towards their closing time. Never happened before. And we were dealing with one bartender for most of the night. And then we switched over to, she was cleaning up. It doesn't even matter the bartender. We were in one location and this is what happened. So I don't know who, what, how, or whatever. We were in one location. Signed our slip, put our cash down on the bar as our tip, and did not drink a lot on this cruise at all. No. Like there was no way. Like we were not intoxicated. There's no question. Ordered one more before we left. Same thing. Signed, a little bit of cash on the bar. Checked my account in the morning, and those two drinks had additional gratuities added of $20 for the first one and $80 for the second one. An $80 tip for two drinks. on a $10 glass of bourbon.
Well, yeah, for actually one drink because it was on one slip. We always tip in cash.
Yes.
So there's that.
So check your bill.
And then the fact that it happened back to back at the same bar was just unnerving. And when we went to customer service, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna whatever. They said, "Well, are you sure you didn't accidentally do that?" You're right, twice in a row at the same bar for $20, $80, $100 tip.
If it happened once,
don't get me wrong, we
mistake.
Take care of the people who serve us because we really do appreciate their service.
It wasn't even the whistle pig.
I'm trying to be serious. Like that was unnerving and just not whatever. So we went. It's not resolved yet.
We went to guest services. They said, no problem, we'll remove it. They said they have to send an email and to wait and see it would be removed from your bill in a few hours. So we waited a few hours and we were getting ready to go to bed the next night. And I said, still not off the bill. Better go back and check with, right? Where is Kent when you need him? We went back to guest services a second time and said, hey, we just wanted to follow up on this because they said it would come off the bill. It hasn't come off the bill yet. And they said, oh, well, it doesn't look like the email was ever sent. So essentially what happens is guest services said the bar has to take it off of the account, not guest services. So we were hoping, they said, don't worry, it'll be resolved by the time you get off the ship. We are off the ship.
Yeah. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll let you know. We'll let you know what's going on. But it is a good tip out there to always double check your bill because, okay, let's. I am. And I'm going to say this. Innocent, simple mistakes happen every day. So I'm going to keep this as positive as possible and just say, you know what? An innocent, simple mistake hopefully was made. No problem. And it will be resolved no matter what. No matter what, it's going to be resolved. But it's a really good tip to double check your bill, double check those things. Of course, we want to appreciate and, appreciate the staff and the people who are serving us and the crew and everything. But we also want to make sure that there's no being taken advantage of. And I mean, $20 and $80 when we are tipping a side of that on cash, and we definitely didn't write that in. Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and Nancy says a reason
I always
to
put
cross.
that line through there too. I always put a line through it.
Sometimes I put a line. Sometimes I write cash. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I write cash, but I used to write cash. Now I just I draw a line through it.
Sometimes
and I'll say this because we travel together, and I don't typically carry the cash, whatever you usually do. I always have access to it. I know where you have it if you're not with me, but a lot of times. I will, if I don't have it on me in that moment, I always tell the bartender or the server, listen, I really like to tip in cash. My husband has the cash. I got you. And I always make good on that. And they always appreciate it. And they do recognize that it is coming and like whatever. And a lot of times, so yeah, that was just,
again,
crazy.
little mishaps like that on an otherwise awesome 8-night sailing to 3 awesome ports on a really cool ship with probably the best Carnival staff we've ever had.
Yeah, for sure.
With a bunch of people we knew.
Yeah. Can't beat it.
I'd call it a win.
Yeah,
call it a win. So stay tuned for the vlogs. They will be coming out. But we have in very non-typical Howwecruise fashion, we're doing a quick turnaround. We have 26 days until the Howwecruise 2.0, Howwecruise with Friends 2.0 group cruise. We're very much looking forward to getting back on the Oasis of the Seas, going out of Bayonne. So if
I kept saying to the kids the entire cruise, I'm like, "Are you guys ready to do this in like 3 more weeks?"
yeah,
they haven't. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
oh,
And
so
not wait.
So how was the brew? It was overall it was really good, and I'll even talk about the brewery tour at some point too, which was really good too. But yeah, it was really good. Everything from $65 for a whistle pig all the way down to, you know, 12, 10 to $14 each for Elijah Craig, Basil Hayden's, Buffalo Trace.
You're talking
There was
Greek
some-
now.
Yes, but it was good. But yeah, so stay tuned for the vlog. Stay
Hey,
tuned for the.
that said,
what?
That was something that we really typically never do. We split up that day. I went and did
Oh yeah,
the slot pull and the casino stuff, and you took the kids, and then we swapped because normally it's not, we're either together or we don't have the kids. And then you went and I took the kids, and then you went and did the brewery tour.
The brewery tour was awesome, and I pulled out the camera to vlog it, and probably about 90 seconds into that recording, I realized that this was not going to be a YouTube friendly tour, so we shut that down. So all I'll say is that if you want to do the brewery tour, I recommend it.
Friendly with as a paid with kids, I don't know. Whatever.
But yeah. So, but yeah, overall, it was great. We're
Good
glad
stuff, guys.
We're glad to
We
be
had a
home.
Great time.
But as I'm looking in this camera, I'm watching my eyes like getting very.
Well, like I said from the beginning, my hair is a mess. It looks like I do have makeup on, but it looks like I don't. Our bags are still right there in the foyer. The dogs were super happy to see us. The kids did go up to bed after we did. It wasn't super crushed. Like we got home and had enough time to kind of unwind and spaghetti for dinner. I just threw spaghetti in a pot, and they told me it wasn't as good as a ship, and the kids missed shacks. So.
Oh yeah, the food was good, the drinks were good, selection was good, music was good, entertainment was good, ports were great.
So we have a bunch of ideas of things to talk about, maybe next week related to this cruise before we jump into our next cruise that we're getting ready to go on. So the kids actually had some great ideas. So there's more to come. If there is something that you want to know about or a topic that you want us to talk about, drop it to us in Facebook Messenger or on our community page or on our Howwecruise page, or however you want to drop it to us, text it to us, whatever. And
I'll leave it with this.
We'll
Tony says the company was good. The company was great. The company always makes it the best, whether that be friends that you travel there with or friends that you make on the ship, because we made several of those too. So plenty of new awesome people that we have added to the Howwecruise crew. And
if we met you on the ship and we said, come into the live, or we said, whatever, or we said, drop us a message, we weren't kidding. We remember you. Make sure you say hello. Yeah. And Shayna, I am sleeping. I told the kids their orders are to sleep as late as they pass the weekend tomorrow. And I am too. So,
yeah. So, and yes, Nancy, we did find that summer landing very, very cool place. All of it was cool. The ship was it was a cool ship, had a lot of different things that we're not used to. So it was great. So last final reminder, but on your way out, if you want to drop a last little chat that will super chat that we'll pass along to St. Jude, we'll include it in the total.
Jude's, yeah.
What's that?
All of it's going to St. Jude.
All of it's going to St. Jude. So if you want to drop that in there real quick before we.
Along with our winnings from.
And the $5 that we won at.
And maybe a little more. So, yeah.
We'll round it up.
We'll guys give you that total.
So thank you guys very much for stopping in. It's great to see all of you. Great to chat with you all again. And we will see you next Sunday night, where we'll wrap up a little bit more of this cruise. And we'll start talking about our next trip on the Oasis of the Seas.
26 days.
Thank you all for joining us. We miss all of you. We love all of you. And
see you on the seas.